Hi students, my name is Naveen Kumar, mathematics teacher. I am going to teach you mathematics. Um, so for 10th standard, it's very important to know the basics of mathematics. Um, in this session, we are going to start a basic what we have to learn and for the chapter. Okay. Okay. Shall we start? Okay. Children, what you have learnt in class 8, ninth. Okay, so now you're 10th standard. In class 8 and ninth, you have learned the basic concepts. Okay, so basic concepts you have learned, but here what you're going to learn in 10th standard means so application level. Okay, application. So you always learn about application what you have learnt in class 8 and class 9. One example. For example, you have learnt sum of the three angles of triangle is 180 degree in class 8 and you proved the theorem, isn't it? Sum of the three angles of triangle is 180 degree, you already know that. But how do you use that in your daily life and also in your class 10? Using triangles. Okay, so you are using that concept, that theorem in a class 10. You already know the triangle and its properties, then only you can use that. And like that different concepts will be there, that concepts you have learned, you have gone through the class 8th and ninth. Now in 10th standard we are going to do so how you are going to apply this, uh, you have you know that different formulas will be there, so you have to apply that formula. Okay, so and get the answers. Okay. Okay, children, so what we do is we just recall and also we just try to get all what you have learned in the class 8 and 8. Recall is very important because you know that without base, the base is very important, basement. Without base we cannot do anything, isn't it? A house cannot be constructed without basement, that you know that base should be is good. See children, mathematics is obviously it's all the four operations, four operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, got it. Okay children, now we'll start the first lesson, the number system. So we are not going to first lesson here, it's a number system, we're just recalling that what you have. In your lower classes children, you have learnt about numbers, isn't it? What type of numbers you have learnt? You have learnt about natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers and irrational numbers. I don't want to say briefly what are all these, you already know that. Okay. What do you mean by rational number? Rational numbers, you already know that, isn't it? Anything can be expressed in the form of p by q is called rational number. What is natural number? Natural number is already, you know that. What is natural number? It's counting numbers. They are counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Whole number, it start from 0, 0 and end with infinity. We don't know largest natural number. We don't know largest whole numbers. Okay. Integers, you know, negative numbers, negative integers, you know. Rational numbers p by q form and irrational numbers, you know, root 2. What do you mean by irrational number? Irrational numbers are the numbers which cannot be written in the form of p by q. Okay, so we can also say non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. Non-terminating and non-repeating decimals are called irrational numbers. Let us start with the joke. Okay, joke for the day. Question: Teacher, why are you doing the multiplication on the floor? Okay, teacher asks the students, why you are doing multiplication on the floor? Student replied, you told me not to use tables. Isn't it? Okay, so that is a joke. Okay, now I have one activity or puzzle. So can anybody solve this puzzle? See children, if you can just solve these puzzles, you know about magic squares, you know about some maze and all these things, Sudoku. Okay, how many of you know Sudoku, which will be coming to the papers, okay, newspapers. Sudoku, magic square, and crossword puzzle. All these things are very important because when we just solve that, we will get relaxed, and we also get love towards maths. Okay, solve those things. So if time permits, you have a lot of time. So if time permits, solve those Sudokus and all. Solve this puzzle. Can you tell me what are the numbers or the sign, maybe sign, operational sign you will get in the blanked squares? The which are blanked, do not take that shaded square. That is a blanked square. Okay, so you have to tell the answer. Children, I'll give answer later because you think of, okay, you think of that how it comes, and this will increase your concentration level. Okay. Okay children, yeah, in the maths class, no, you don't take maths as very difficult subject because you know that when you take that as a difficult initially, it becomes very hard. You love the subject, that is maths. So how do you love the subject? Love numbers, love geometry, love algebra, everything will come to you. Okay, do not worry, it's very easy. So I will make a mathematics a very easy. You can learn very easily. Children, one thing you remember, when you learn concepts clearly, you will be able to apply anywhere. Take your daily daily life instances. Okay, daily life instances will give you a good, so in your surrounding only you are getting the concepts, and you are able to find the solution for any problem which are arise in your home. That is better. So do not worry about that. Maths is very difficult. It's very easy subject. You can do it. Okay. Yeah, you solve this puzzle. We'll move to next. See types of numbers. What type of numbers you have learnt in your class 8th and 9th? See natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational number, irrational number, real numbers. Isn't it? Briefly, I'm going to explain natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers means they are natural. See, the name itself is saying that natural. For example, if I want to count the number of children in your class, then it is very easy: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. So they are called natural numbers. Okay, whole number. Where do you come across whole number? So it starts from 0. Okay, it start from 0, you will get a whole number. 0 is there in the system of natural number, then it's a whole number. Integers, minus degree centigrade and all, you can see that integers, isn't it? For example, depth of the ocean, you see above sea level is positive, below sea level is a negative, like that. Rational numbers mean fractions. You already know about fractions, okay. So fractions, okay, I agree with that. Fraction is rational number, but why it is rational number? Because it can be expressed in the form p by q form, means numerator and denominator form. 3 is also fraction because 3 by 1 we can write 3 by 1, so that's why it's a fraction. Okay, or rational number. So 0 is also rational number. Okay, irrational number. What are irrational number? Irrational numbers are, I told, no, non-repeating, non-terminating decimals are called irrational number. Example, root 2, root 3, etc. Real number. Real number means it's a clubbing of all these numbers. Clubbing of all these numbers are called real numbers. Got it, children? So do not worry about those things, and you have learned already, you know that, but you should know, because for 10th standard, now every number become a real number. What do you mean by real number? Real, see, the understanding of the concept is in the name itself. It's there. Natural means what? Natural means naturally we count 1 2 3 4. Whole means whole. What is whole? It's a zero. Complete. Whole means complete. Okay. Oh, okay. Then integers means negative numbers, positive number. Zero we call integers. Rational numbers, what do you mean by rational number? Rational, see there, ratio is there, isn't it? Ratio means what? 2:3. That can be written as 2/3. So rational number, ratio numbers are called rational numbers. Another meaning of rational number is, rational means, what is the rational? Rational can be predicted. For example, a boy today he will come with the homework. I hope that he will come with the homework. Then I can say that is a rational. He is a rational. Rational means we can predict he will come with the homework. Definitely he will come with the homework. Okay. The boy, he will not come with the homework. Then automatically he will come with the homework. So that is irrational. If we are not expecting that boy is doing well, then automatically does well, then it is irrational. Irrational means cannot be predicted. Cannot be predicted. Rational means exactly divisible. Irrational not exactly divisible. Like that. Okay. So real means whatever number we are seeing, all are real. All are real numbers. Got it, children? So you understood what a real number means. All numbers clubbed together we call real number. So here natural, whole, integers all belong to rational numbers. Irrational number are separate, and real number is clubbing of both rational and irrational. Got it? Okay. Next we'll go to natural number. So we just briefly are doing something. Okay. Counting numbers are called natural numbers. Counting numbers are called natural numbers. Okay. Set of natural numbers is denoted by n. 1 2 3 4 etc. up to infinity. You know what do you mean by infinity? Infinity means not defined properly. Okay, not defined. There is no largest number. Least natural number is 1, like that. So one counting activity. Count the number of circles in the figure given below. Just count its optical illusion. So when you start counting, you will be concentrated. Okay, count the number of rings. And finally, we'll tell the answer. Okay. So this is counting activity. Counting activity is very important, children. You count. For example, count 1 to 100. Okay, suppose if you are very aggressive or angry, then somebody will say that count the numbers reverse way. Okay, 100, 99, 98, 97, like that. So then what will happen? You will get concentration. Okay, so that is counting activity. Okay, counting numbers means, what is counting number? Natural numbers. They are natural numbers. Types of natural number, children. Types of natural number we have to learn, because all these things you should learn, you should know. These are all knowledge for the next lesson. Even numbers, odd numbers. Okay, even numbers, odd numbers. Prime numbers, you might be knowing it. What are prime numbers? Relative prime or co-prime numbers. Okay, composite numbers, perfect numbers. Okay, see, these are types of natural number itself. See, natural numbers will have these type of things: even numbers, prime numbers, relatively prime, co-prime numbers, composite numbers, and perfect numbers. Now we learn one by one, and we see that one by one. First of all, we'll take even numbers. What are even numbers? See, children, even numbers, you know that anything is divisible by 2. For example, 2 is divisible by 2. 4 is divisible by 2. Any number which is divisible by 2 is called even number. Okay, so here is given an even number is any number that can be divided by 2 itself. Example, 12 can be divided by 2. So 12 is even. How many times? 6 times. Okay. We saw in a divisibility rules. You know about divisibility rules, which is there in 6th standard. That's a number is divided by 2 if its last digit 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Suppose any number is divisible by 2, we are checking the divisibility, because we do not have time now for 10th standard. We don't have time to check everything. Okay, so we should be able to apply now. The thing is, we are going to apply everything. So we saw divisibility rule. You should remember that divisibility rule. What is that? 2 divisibility rule. 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8 would be in the unit digit. Okay, last digit. Therefore, any number whose last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8 is an even number. Okay, so other examples are even numbers given: 58, 4484, 99864, 8632, 9848. Okay, so and see. So can you tell me what is this? 0, 1, 0, 10. Okay, how many zeros are there? We'll count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. Is it crore? Okay, it's crore or 10 lakh. You just want to see all these things you have to learn. Okay, odd numbers. We'll go to odd numbers now. Odd numbers. You know that which are not even. So odd numbers are the numbers which are not even. An odd number is a number is cannot be divided by 2. Okay, example 25. 25 cannot be done because in the units place there is no 2 related things. 2, 4, 6, 0 like that. It's not there. So that's why it is odd. So 5 is odd number because it's not divisible by 2. We saw divisibility rule that number is divisible by 2. So already we saw that 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Therefore, any number whose last digit is not 2, 4, 6, 8, etc., that is called odd number. Example for odd number, you know that what are the things. Got it, children? So you know about even numbers now. So even numbers are numbers which are not odd numbers. They are divisible by 2. So odd numbers are the numbers which are not even numbers. They are not divisible by 2. Example for even number: 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 including 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, etc. Okay. So odd numbers: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. They are the odd numbers. Next we have prime numbers. What do you mean by prime numbers? It's very important. Even number, odd numbers you are learnt in class 4 itself, isn't it? So it's not difficult. Prime numbers are very, very important. See, prime numbers. What do you mean by prime numbers? Okay, you already learnt it, but you forgot it. Okay, now let us revise that. Prime numbers means, I will tell a trick. Okay, what is the trick? You already learnt what is a prime number. Factors, factors, the number of factors are present. Any number has exactly 2 factors. For example, 2, how many factor? 2 has how many factor? 2 factors. For example, 1 and 2, because 2 exactly divided by 1 and by 2. 3 exactly divided by 1 and 2. So any number which has 2 factors, exactly 2 factors, not more than that, exactly 2 factors, they are called prime numbers. Another way of stating the prime number is, prime number can be divided divided evenly only by 1 or itself, and it is must be a whole number greater than 1. It must be greater than whole number. It must be whole number greater than 1. Okay, suppose if they are not prime numbers more than 3 factor, then it is composite number. We will come later. For example, if we list the factors of 28, Okay, factors of 21. What do you mean by factors? Factors mean number which divides the other number exactly. For example, 28. 1 divides the 28 exactly. 2 divides the 28 exactly. How many times? 14 times. 4 divides the 28 exactly. How many times? 7 times. 7 divides the 28 exactly. How many times? 4 times. 14 divides the 28 how many times? 2 times. 28 divides the 28 how many times? 1 time. Like that. These are the numbers which are factors of 28 and which are exactly divisible. Okay, so here that 6 factor, so 28 has got 6 factor. If we list the factors of 29, so see 28 has got 6 factor, 29 factors. What are the factors? You can tell me. 1 and 29. See that 1 and 29, 1 and itself, the factor 1 and 29, the two factors, exactly two factors. So we say that 29 is a prime number, but 28 is not, because it has got more than two factors. So in generally what we say, what are prime numbers? Prime numbers are the numbers which have only two factors. Okay, got it. So note that the definition of prime number is does not allow 1 to be a prime number, alva. So we have to see that 1 is not a prime number. Okay, so 1, how many factors does 1 has? How many numbers will divide the 1 exactly? Only 1, right? It has got only one factor. So that's why we consider prime number means exactly two factors, composite number more than two factors, but one is neither prime nor composite, neither prime nor composite. One has only one factor, namely the um, numbers prime numbers have exactly two factor, not at most two or anything like that. When a number has more than two factors, it's called composite number. Got it, children? So prime numbers means exactly two factors, composite numbers mean more than two factors. Okay, so this is what we call prime and composite numbers. Okay, let us move next. Prime numbers. Some facts about prime numbers. The only even prime is 2, isn't it? Are you agree with this? Only even prime. Even prime means even number. Okay, so even number is only 2. That's why it is on. You can check that in the series of prime number. You will get only 2. All other even numbers cannot be divided by 2. Okay, it's sum of the numbers of digits, the multiples of 3, that number can be divided by 3. Okay, these things you have to learn. No prime number greater than 5 ends with in a 5. Any number greater than 5 and that ends with 5 can be divided by 5. 0 and 1 not considered as a prime number because it has got only one factor, except 0 and 1 number either prime number or composite number. A composite number is defined as a number greater than 1, that is not a prime. Got it, children? So this is what prime and composite number. Let us see in the class 6. I'm going to take you class 6 now. So did you remember this? Did you remember this table when a teacher says that encircle the first number, encircle the second number, and strike out all the numbers, like that they used to say. So this was there in the class 6, listing the prime number between 1 to 100. Okay, so now this is what you don't want to encircle now, because you already done it. Now you need to remember this, because how many prime numbers are there between 1 to 100, that is very important, right? So if you remember, so children, is very easy to understand. Okay, so what you have done in the class 4 or 6, you used to tell the tables, isn't it? So why teacher always, all the teachers always says that learn the table up to 20, up to 20. You people have never learned it till I know, because it's very important. If you do not learn the table multiplication, fast multiplication, you're writing and doing and making the small mistakes. Okay, so like that you should also know that prime numbers between 1 to 100, because we are using for prime factorization. Okay, that's why, yeah, at least up to 50 you should know, because you are getting which after which the prime numbers comes, you should be knowing, right? Okay, 2 3 5 7 11 13 17 19 23 29 31 37 41 43 47 53 59 61 67 71 73 79 83 89 97. See, 1 to 100, it's enough. 1 to 100 is enough for you. Learn 1 to 100 how many prime numbers are there. In the exam they are not asking how many prime numbers are there between 1 to 100, but they ask prime factorization. You already know that in the prime factorization you should only use prime numbers. Okay, so it's not necessary that you are learning up to 20 prime numbers. Suppose if you greater than 100, if they give, what you will do? If you do not know that number is a prime number, then it will be difficult. That's why do not worry about that. You learn up to 100, it's very important. Okay, so this is the prime number between 1 to 100. Okay, children, we will move to next, co-prime numbers. Okay, it's very important, because for this is what the basic I'm giving for your the chapter, that is real number, that is number system. Okay, these are all necessary for that. That's why I'm giving. What is co-prime numbers? Set of numbers which do not have any other common factor other than 1. So called co-prime, relatively prime or relatively primes. Children, you may one example I give. You see, it's very easy. What do you mean by co-prime? HCF is 1. Suppose somebody doesn't know what is HCF, I already know HCF, isn't it? So what is H? H is the highest common factor. HC means common, F means factor. Highest common factor is 1. Suppose two numbers have a highest common factor 1, that is called co-prime. Example 8 9. See, 8 9 is other than 1, there is no common factor other than 1. See, you can see 1 is there in 8, 1 is there in 9. So this is a common factor have 1. That's why it is called what? Co-prime. Got it. Yeah, another example, other two examples are given for co-prime. Example 21 and 22. See, children, we list the factors. Okay, 21 and 22. Factors of 21. 1, 3, 7 and 21. The factors of 22. 1, 2, 11, 22. So here, see, highest common factor means what? You can see that a common factor is 1. In that, highest is also, that is 1. Okay, so that is co-prime. Okay, next one is 21 and 27. Factors of 21, you already know that. Factors of 27 is 1, 2, 3, 9, 27. Here, see how many factors are there. How many are there? 21, 1 and 3, the HCF. So here we are not taking. So 3 is also there. It is not a co-prime, because co-prime has only 1 as common factor. Got it? So this is what about co-prime. Prime numbers, listing the prime numbers between 1 to 100, and then co-primes. Okay, relatively co-primes and all. Co-prime is very important. Okay. Next number is whole number. This is about natural numbers. Okay. So this thing, you do not waste the time for the learning. Also, we already learnt. Okay. So next thing is you're going to apply these numbers. See, children, why we are teaching 10th standard is why is important means we are applying everything. You are applying, learning up to till 9th standard you are learnt. Now you are going to apply. Everything should be in your mind. So whenever the time comes means you should apply it. Okay, this is what like in the Ramayana. Okay, what Ramayana? Okay, in the Mahabharata, you might be seeing in the TVs, right? Mahabharata. So the Krishna says to Arjuna, so now take that Gandevi, isn't it? That Gandevi. So now take the arrow and now just throw it. This is the time. Means the whenever Arjuna he will not confuse with whether which is the Gandiv is there. So he will take directly, it goes, the hands will go to the arrow and directly takes. Means, so it's a formula, he knows the formula, he has the formula in the mind, he just take that formula and he just throw the arrow. So that is very important. For which formula, which concept, which we have to apply, that we should be knowing it. Now we have to, we already ready for the battle. Only thing, we have to take the right arrow and do the war, isn't it? So this is what you have to learn now. Okay, so natural numbers are finished. Next is whole numbers. Children, whole numbers, whole numbers, already told that complete number. Without whole number, no number is complete. Zero is, we are very proud because Indians have found zeros, isn't it? Zero, the value of zero, significance of zero is very important, isn't it? You know that. For example, salary. Okay, salary. For example, how many digit salary? 3 digit, 4 digit. Okay, number of zero increase, 1 followed by number of zeros, which gives the value. 1 decreased by number of zero, it doesn't give value. Okay, the value of zero, okay, got only when as number followed by that, isn't it? Okay, what is whole number? Whole number means zero. It starts from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 0. Okay, but all natural numbers are not whole numbers, because all whole numbers are natural number. So that you should know. 0 is there in the whole number. Next we have integers. Children, integers, I already told that what are integers. Integers means that 0 will be in the middle. Right hand side you will have positive numbers. Left hand side you will have negative numbers. Set of integers. Okay, so it is denoted by a letter Z. Okay, so when you look at the number line, already know what is number line. Number line, 0 is in the middle. Left hand side you will have negative integers, right hand side you will have positive integers. Okay, so positive and negative integers are very important. So for whole number you are adding negative integer, then it is called integers. That's all. Example for integers. Do you know examples for integers? The mercury, the melting point of mercury is minus 39 degrees centigrade. Okay, so temperature, measuring temperature and all this, and depth of the sea, what I said, the direction opposite, all these things are integer example. Got it? Next we have rational numbers. Rational numbers means, you already know, it is very important to how to understand rational number now. Set of rational number q, it is represented as q. See children, rational number is expressed always in the form of p by q. They say p by q by q by q, p by q. See children, there is a numerator and the denominator. Numerator and the denominator. Okay, so if numerator and denominator both are there, that is in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q should not be equal. The condition for rational number is denominator should not be equal to 0. If denominator equal to 0, what will happen? What will happen? So it becomes infinity. So that's why the denominator should not be equal to 0. So rational numbers means the rational numbers are the numbers which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where q should not be equal to 0. P and q are integers. Next number system are irrational numbers. Okay, rational numbers, you already know that. Okay, giving example, all decimal examples, decimals, recurring decimals and all these things are rational number. Now irrational number. In class 9 you already understood what is irrational number, right? So briefly we can say what are irrational number. Irrational numbers, non-terminating and non-repeating decimals, and cannot be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not p equal to 0. The square root of all or non-perfect square are irrational number. See, for example, root 4. What is the value of root 4? Is rational number 2. So root 5 is not a rational number, it is a irrational number. Okay, so that's a good examples. All square roots, non-perfect square you take, that is what irrational number. See children, the examples of irrational numbers are given. Pi is equal to 3.14, like that, you will be use pi in the geometry. Okay, e 2 point Euler constant, that you will learn later what is Euler constant, 2.718 and etc. See, the dot indicates it will continue, non-terminating. Okay, so you can see the numbers also non-repeating, so that's why non-terminating, non-repeating. So root 2, the value of root 2 1.4142 etc. Value of root 7 is 4 point something etc. So these are example for irrational numbers. Got it children? Now what are rational number? Rational numbers are the numbers which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers. Q should not be equal to 0. What are irrational numbers? Irrational numbers are the numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of p by q, where same thing, q should not be equal to 0. Nothing. Another way of stating irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. Non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. So this is about all the numbers. A brief introduction of all the numbers we already learned. Now comes, we learn some more about irrational number. So why it is irrational? Irrational numbers are numbers which cannot be expressed as ratio. Ratio you cannot express as ratio. That is irrational. Irrational numbers are real. They are not real. It's a real that cannot be written in the simplest form. Fraction, simple fraction. Irrational numbers mean not rational. It is not, obviously it is not rational. So 1.5 can be written as ratio, but pi cannot be written as not ratio. So that is irrational. See, another interesting fact is there. What is that factor is? Golden ratio. See children, golden ratio means it's an irrational number. See, what is pi is equal to 1 plus root 5 by 2. That golden ratio. Okay, so it is an irrational number. It is there in every object. Okay, golden ratio will be there every. What is that? 1 point. It's a ratio of 1 plus 1.6. For example, 1 is to 1.6 ratio. That is called golden ratio. 1 by 1.6, 1 by 1.6, 1 by 1.6. Okay, so everywhere you can see golden ratio. I'll give homework for you. You just find out where you can find the golden ratio. You can see that my hand is there, right? This is my hand. My hand is built on a golden ratio itself. For example, see children, here from elbow to this up to finger, it's a 1.6, and this is 1 up to this. Okay, this is 1.6. You can see, right? Up to this 1, and from this to this is 1.6. Again we can take this up to this. You can see here up to this. Okay, everywhere you can see golden ratio. I will you can find out, isn't it? In nature itself you can find the golden ratio. Sunflower seeds and all, the numbers will come 1 2 3 5 etc. like that. That is called golden ratio. A good example for irrational number. Okay, so famous irrational numbers, you can see that pi, e, Euler number, we say that Euler number, pi golden ratio, and root, all non-perfect squares are irrational numbers. Got it children? These are some examples for irrational numbers. Now real number. What are real numbers? Real numbers means rational plus irrational. Real numbers means rational plus irrational. See children, this one, this chart you can observe here. It's a complete picture of a real number. Complete picture of real number. So natural number is shaded as yellow, and whole number shaded as brick color, and you can see the gray color, that is integer, and biscuit color, that is rational number, and white color, that is irrational number, and blue color, total blue color is called real numbers. This is the picture of real. On the top of that you can see one number, another number system, complex number. Complex means, what do you mean by complex? Complex means everything will be clubbed. We cannot understand that complex. Imaginary numbers are there. Imaginary number, you see, real number is there, imaginary number is. Imaginary means we don't know what is that number, we have to imagine. Okay, that is called imaginary number. So this is the chart of real number. Okay, so look at the chart carefully and you will be able to see the numbers. Okay, next there is a riddle. Is there a riddle? Some real numbers are completely irrational while others are absolutely rational. Integers are naturally rational and natural numbers are positive integers. See, so it's all something riddle. You also check riddles. It's very important. See children, when you solve riddles, some magic squares, some puzzles, you will get good concentration power as you play games in the computer and in the mobile, right? So while playing game itself you can learn mathematics. So everywhere you can see mathematics. Okay, so let us see another factor, that is irrational. Ninth standard, did you remember this picture in the ninth standard? See children, ninth standard, irrational numbers on the number line. Okay, so this is how you can represent irrational number. You can see number, irrational number, and this pattern, did you remember that pattern? You have, yes, you have expressed this on the number line, finding value of root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. When you just do it, this is like the pattern, it will come, this spiral pattern. Got it? This is what we call which number? Irrational numbers are representing irrational numbers on the number line. Got it? Observe this. Okay, so here you can see how to represent irrational numbers on the number line. Number line means you have a numbers and 0 to 1 to 3 etc. So it's a square root and a diagonal of a square. So you always get the value of square root in diagonal only. So diagonal can be it can be right angle triangle, you know, that is hypotenuse, and also you will use Pythagoras theorem for to solve this. So this is the pattern. You can see this is spiral pattern you are getting when you construct irrational numbers on the number line. Got it children? Okay, so now, so you I think you have understood what are the different bases that we need to learn to start the lesson, isn't it? I think we recalled successfully that what types of numbers, different types of numbers, what are rational numbers, what are irrational numbers, what are real numbers. Finally, what are real numbers? Real numbers are the numbers which both rational and irrational, number. Got it children? Okay, so now we'll have move to homework. So small homework is given to you, just simple questions, don't worry, I am not giving much homework. Okay, so only 5 questions, not more than that. Okay, so every chapter you will have only 5 questions. What are rational numbers? Give an example. Is root 2 is a rational number? Justify. All rational numbers are real numbers. True or false? What are prime numbers? Give an example. What are co-primes? Give examples. See, very easy questions, right? Homework, you already learnt it from this. Very easy question. Okay, so this is the homework. Write down. I done the homework. See children, do not worry about the mathematics, a fear of mathematics. Everybody has a fear that mathematics is difficult, so do not worry. So we'll make you people to the easy method of finding, and we'll first you understand the concept. Then no need to worry about the other things. Other things will come automatically. Okay. So okay children, so we will wind up this session. Thank you very much. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed the class. Thank you children.